You can create a sign-up form in your account by going to Forms and Surveys, and then choose Create Form. From here, you can browse through the different templates you have available. So you can see templates that are specific to newsletter signups or templates that are specific, for example, to free course signups. So you'll be able to check out those different types of templates you have, as well as the different sizes or formats. So if you choose the max size, you can be able to see the templates in more of a horizontal shape that you may feel works better on your website, or simply browse through all of the formats to choose the size that you want that matches the general template that you're going for. There's also access to blank templates, so you'd be able to customize it with your own color scheme. And speaking of color scheme, there's this tool called Color Magic, where if you actually enter in the name of the URL of your website, will actually match the colors from your website onto a form template. So that could save you some time whenever customizing the form or template that you choose. But we can go ahead and just choose a particular template that we want, and I'll show you how to customize it. But before I do that, I will just draw your attention to the additional options you have up here. This is the List Builder wizard where we are now, but you can browse through the List Builder apps to see different form types you have, like a pop-up or a fixed bar that you'd like to use. There's also access to the plain HTML code if you'd like that. And finally, multiple integrations we have for being able to publish your forms on different sites that you may have, like WordPress or Facebook. But going back to the List Builder wizard, we can choose just one of the templates we want to customize. And the web form creator will pop up, and we'll be able to customize this template a little bit more. And so you'll see on this side of the screen here, you've got all the different fields that you'd be able to add to the form. It also populates any custom fields that you've already created in your account if you'd like to add those to the form. GDPR fields, which are consent fields that you could be able to add for people to give their consent for the way you process their data or something else whenever they're signing up. And then additional static elements to continue to customize the design of the form. You'll see whenever you click around on the template itself that you've got multiple editing options. Whenever you click on that particular element, you can make the form larger, so changing the size by just resizing it in this way. And you also have additional tabs here, so you can adjust the layout of the form in this way rather than dragging it with the cursor. You can also choose the display properties. So even if you chose this as a general inline form, you didn't choose it to be one of the list builder apps as they're called, you can still make sure that it actually displays as a pop-up or comes up upon a scroll, which is very handy. So this is a very important aspect here. Within the layout, you'll be able to choose if it's embedded or pop-up or comes up upon scroll. And then the Style tab will be different options based on what element you have selected. So you'll be able to customize the color of the button if you'd like to, right here from within the Style tab within the particular element that you have selected. So that's how I could change the button, but if I wanted to change the background of this entire form template, I could do it right here as well within the Style tab. If you'd like to add additional fields, you could, for example, make this a bit larger, move the button down a bit, and let's say I also wanted to choose to be able to add someone's, let's say, birth date. So I would just drag that here, and now I'd be able to gather their birth date information whenever they're signing up. We can also check out here the settings. The settings are how we'll configure exactly, for example, what list people should be added to when they sign up with this form. So we'll give our form a name, so I'll call it New Homepage Signups. I should choose which list they should be added to whenever someone signs up. You can choose to enable confirmed opt-in or not, so whether someone should confirm their permission to receive your emails via a confirmation email that's sent after they sign up. You can learn more about that here. If they should be added to an autoresponder cycle or not whenever they actually sign up. And then the thank you page. So what should someone see after they click submit? Do you want them to stay on this particular page? If you choose default, it will be something that we configure here in the editor. I can show you in a moment. Or custom, you would simply input a URL. And so if there's a URL that you want someone to automatically go to, for example, on your website, after they sign up, that's where you would input that here as well. You can enable reCAPTCHA if you need to as well, and some additional tracking settings here. So we can click Save. Oh, but of course I did not choose my custom URL, so click Save. And as promised, If you chose default, this is the thank you page. So whenever someone would submit the form, automatically the form would basically reload instantly, and they would see whatever it is that you've input here on the thank you page. And so we'll quickly go to save and publish here, and we can view a bit more of what that will look like, which is of course a very important step, which is how you actually will publish this form on your website. And so if you choose to install the form yourself, you're presented with this JavaScript code that would allow you to add the code to your website. You have the option to email the code to someone, for example, your web designer or developer, who would post it for you. Or if you're not ready for that yet, GetResponse can host the form and will generate a URL that you could use to host the form itself. So if you wanted to send this to someone to be able to sign up, you'd be able to do that as well, or you can simply test it in this manner, however you wish. And this is how you simply can create a form, just through the forms and survey section of your account. And then you'll be able to manage all of the forms that you create within the manage page for the forms list that you have, and easily go back and edit a particular form, unpublish it, whatever you'd like to do.